Here we go. Oh, shit. I guess I got to do the countdown or the intro. Let's rock it.
Energy, frequency, vibration. Energy, frequency, vibration.
What's going on, world? FNX, I'm back. This is the Universal Frequency Podcast. I've been taking some time to find my home base and my center, right? So I appreciate you being flexible with me, but I'm happy to be here to share with you about my journey, man. But before we begin, we definitely got to show some love to who we are powered by. All right. So, so last time I spoke to you, we did a conversation on mental health, right? I displayed a video that I created called Monsters, which was a beautiful, beautiful video, in the sense that it dramatized, excuse me, um, some of the extremes of how mental illness and how it can become unchecked and affect people. So actually very traumatic and dealing with trauma. But I believe when we're talking about healing, healing is a good thing. And in order for us to heal, sometimes we got to open up that wound and we have to clean it in order to disinfect it, right? And so that's what a lot of that conversation was about. And I told you that I was going to go on a fast. So I'm pretty sure you guys heard of Sober October, right? Where people abstain for um, drugs, alcohol, whatever sort of thing that may alleviate their consciousness for a release of dopamine, right? So for some people, it could be food. For some people, it could be porn. For some people, it could be cigarettes, whatever it is, right? So I just did my Sober October during November, and I am smack dab in the middle of it, right? But it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I got to tell you. And what we're going to talk about today is one, what are some of the benefits of you taking some time for yourself, being able to go through a period where you cut off distractions and you abstain from those things that just create a dopamine release for you. There's definitely some beneficial aspects to it. And ultimately, I believe this is when you are in your truly most powerful state of manifestation. Because that's really what I want you to take away, right? We all have dreams and goals and aspirations that we would like to achieve, and oftentimes it's how we are centered, and how we carry out our responsibilities that will determine how successful we are. Sometimes we'll subconsciously put up these rules or these conditions or these walls that'll hold us back. And some of the things that we go through or go to for a dopamine release, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drugs, whether it's food, again, any of those things that will just cause a dopamine release can hold you back. So taking some time to get closer to God, get closer to myself, and just really align with what my purpose is and how to best will my godly command is what I'm going through. And remember what I told you when we first started the universal frequency, that this is not something that I'm instructing you to do. This is something that I am going through, and I want to invite you to go through it with me. But this is a journey, right? We're a family. Whoever's tuning in, just know that this message that you are receiving is calling you to your higher self. Um, get in line with the Most High and be who you're supposed to be. So, some of the things that I have experienced, right, in the middle of my sober October or sober November, so to speak, um, I am dreaming more. For real, for real. I'm dreaming more. I'm getting better rest. I'm making a conscious effort to go to sleep earlier. Just really focusing on my wellness to make sure that I can be the best version of myself that I could be. And I didn't realize that I wasn't dreaming. I don't know how long I probably went over a period of just not dreaming. Um, and two, whatever mechanism that your brain goes through to tap into the chemicals that create dreams. whatever you experience, however you get messages, or maybe you deal with things that it may be a nightmare, or it may be a vision where you get some jewelry that you may need. I believe that process of your brain creating dreams is a natural and godly one. I do. And I didn't realize that I was missing it. I didn't realize that. And for me, um, getting rest, not smoking, not drinking, trying to eat regularly, trying to deal with exercise has allowed my body to approach a state where uh, I can rest better and I can dream better and I can receive those messages. And it's just interesting. It's interesting. I almost forgot what it was like, to be real with you. Um, and so I have a 4 year old, right, who was also an active dreamer. And every night I feel like this little girl is going places. And she'll wake up and she'll say, "Daddy, I had a great dream," or "Daddy, I had a bad dream," and "Daddy, in my dream, this occurred." And that youthful exuberance of going into your dream state and um, just being able to see and being able to feel, it's what I'm getting back into. And I don't know if it's something I ever want to give up again. I really want to practice lucid dreaming or active dreaming. Um, Sorry to take us off course, but I want to be able to go into the dream world, right? I want to be able to control everything like Neo in the Matrix. That's just a goal that I have. But taking us off topic. But that's what I'm going through. That's what I'm going through, and it's one of the things where I don't know on the other end of what this fast is. Will I go back to you know sort of how I was living my life prior? Like I don't need alcohol, like I thought I did. And just to be real with you, in my family, we come from a family where we like to drink. I'm pretty sure you guys do as well. I'm not alone in that regard. Um, my parents have, my grandparents have, my aunts and uncles. It's one of the things that we may take pride in. Um, but again, alcohol, like many things, can be a trap to where you're going to it to alleviate some sort of anxiety that you're feeling, and you're trying to release dopamine, and you're not being your best self. Aside from it being extremely unhealthy for you, let's just also talk about that, right? And I'm pretty sure the liquor companies wouldn't like my message, but alcohol can mess with your body vitals. It can age you, it can dehydrate you. There are a lot of things to where it can be detrimental, but it is something that is socially ingrained into our culture. So I had to break from that. And it wasn't one of those things where I wanted to just wean myself off. I believe the best way we can approach this sort of business is cold turkey. Let's just get it done, boss. And I'm thankful for it. I can tell you that as I've taken that time I put into those things that would distract me from whatever anxiety that I was dealing with, I am now able to better focus on the task at hand. I am now more aware. I am now more conscious um, around what the objective is, and this is a blessing because um, time is a luxury that we cannot waste. Right? Let's just say that. None of us has time to waste. We are on this earth for a finite amount of time. There's a finite amount of sand in our hourglass, and we can't afford uh, to waste any grain of sand that's not focused on what our goals are, who we want to be, how we want to impact people, and the legacy that we want to leave. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll probably turn up at some point, but when I do decide to indulge, right, it's going to be different for me. It's going to be different, and I want to encourage you, whatever that you're going through. If you have an obstacle that you are facing, you have a challenge, you're trying to become the best version of yourself, or you just want to be better, you want to operate higher. Focus on eliminating the distractions and just listen to yourself, right? Listening to the God within you. Sorry, my camera's a little wild. Um, Studio phone on my door, 2 year old ripped it down. So, whatever. We family. That's the shit I be going through. But yeah, Feeling good, and I hope you guys are feeling good. If you received this message, you are now being called. You are tagged in. It doesn't matter. It does not have to be October for you to be sober. Um, you just got to pick a time and do it, and don't go back and forth with other people about it. Right? Don't call your friends like, "Yo, I'm thinking of doing this." There is no think. You heard me. There is no think. There is only do. As Yoda would say, "Do or do not." There is no try. Right? So some people may be with you. Some people may not. It is great that if you can find an accountability partner that can help you remain honest throughout this process, but to be very, very direct, it starts with you. You are accountable for your actions. You're accountable for your successes and your failures. You are accountable for how you conduct yourself. So whether you're the only person on that boat or whether you got people with you, get on it and go where you got to go for sure. Okay. So now that I've checked back in with y'all, I am excited about how we're going to end this year. The FNX Foundation is participating in a food drive. It's going to be at the Factory Underground Recording Studio on December 16th, that Friday. So if you are in the Fairfield County area of Connecticut, please come on down. We're going to have an open mic. We're going to have poets. We're going to have comedians, obviously singers and rappers. Yeah, your boy will be on the microphone. And if you are not local to me, I want to encourage you to reach out to an organization within your local area um, and assist them in their service. All right. So whether it's donating food, whether it's picking up trash, whether it's preparing food, whether it's wrapping gifts for children, whether it's collecting coats and gloves, um, we want to make the month of December about really supporting people in need because that's what we're here for. We are one big family. We are better unified than we are separate. And one great way for us to sort of cultivate that energy is to give back through service. So, if you're in Connecticut, you in Fairfield County, December 16th, come on down to the Factory Underground Recording Studio and we're going to have a great time. And if you are not local to me, I'm going to encourage you to find a local nonprofit in your area. And I want you to roll your sleeves up and I want you to get involved. Don't matter what it is, it could be anything that's important to you. I just want you to be genuine about it because then you're going to roll through your best self. You roll forward your best self. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, all those good things. I also feel good about how we're going to roll in our next year. There's a lot. There's a lot to do. So many things, so many boxes to check. I know for myself, I wear a multitude of different hats, and I look forward to it all culminating into, which is not only a great year, but we're going to make some memories. We're going to impact some people. My next project is amazing and interesting. When I started the Rise of the Phoenix, which is what it's called, um, when I started it, it had a very different direction than where it is now. And it was almost like two different projects in one. And I was thinking about, breaking it up. And I was thinking about like, hey, man, does this even fit the narrative? I was sort of second guessing myself, to be honest with you. And as I started to abstain, right, and I started to go through my sober October or sober November, I started to see how I can build this narrative of this is where I started, and this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm going. And that's what this is about. This is about a journey of enlightenment. So I just can't wait for y'all to hear it. Um, as much as I want to play it on this platform, I do want to keep this platform um, about you, about you, about uplift, about the things that connect us all, which is really God's love. And I hate to sound like a preacher, but a lot of things that we discuss or how we become best versions of ourselves. And that's where I want to keep it. But for one episode, I'll probably clue you guys in. But okay. So today's homework. Oh, or today's research. I have an article from mindbodygreen.com. Let's see. Let's pull it up. Add the stream. Okay. So, mindbodygreen.com. This is a website about spirituality. Now, just as a disclaimer, I typically try to stay away from .coms websites. I really look for .orgs because I believe I just the non-profit connotation of them, or how they seek to make money, is one that makes me a little bit more comfortable in terms of their agenda. But we're not going to not receive a great message if we can. Oh, sorry, get rid of that. All right, so this blog, and shout out to Sarah Reagan. Okay, she's a spirituality and relationships writer. I have not researched her, I have not endorsed her, but this is some dope work here. So, Sarah, kudos to you. So, what is manifestation? Again, the goal about aligning yourself and your energy, and so you can hear God at the highest level and tap into your power of manifestation for what you desire, especially if it is aligned with what your purpose is. And we've had conversations about purpose. No one can tell you what your purpose is. It's something that you have to look to internally. Um, and no one knows what your purpose is better than you. Oh, what is this? Oh my goodness. Um, but according to this website, is manifestation is essentially a process of transformation, becoming that which you seek, and actively calling in the life you desire. It's similar to and directly works with the law of attraction. Becoming that which you seek and actively calling in the life you desire. Now, again, um, there you can manifest positive things, you can manifest negative things, and I don't want to misspeak when I say that manifestation is not just something that can be used for positive. You can manifest negative things if your energy is not aligned, or if your energy is not aligned and you do not have the right focus. Oh my God, this computer is bugging. So that's just a disclaimer. So when it comes to what you want to manifest and how you manifest it, um, just make sure it's aligned, and you'll know if you're on the right path. One of the things that I did not do, it just took me to, this 30 some odd years on this planet, is to talk to God about what I want. And I'll give you an example. Jobs. There was a point in time where, um, when I would look for a job, I wouldn't think about whether it was what I should be doing. I would always think about, could I do it? And I'm someone that I can do a lot of things. I'm blessed with the ability to learn and implement and teach other people. So I found myself getting involved in things, um, that I really didn't have to necessarily be involved in, even though I was good at them. And that was above the line and below the line, if you understand what I'm saying. And I've now learned that when it comes to any opportunity that comes my way, I do talk to God about it. I'll pray on it. I find a space where I can isolate myself, and I ask for guidance on if this is what I should be doing. And once I get my answer, that's when I lead to how I can manifest this with wielding my godly power. Now, um, the frequencies and the energy that you have in your head, right? The thoughts that you have, that's a type of energy, electro conducive current of some sort. And I'm not a science guy, I'm not a scientist per se, but just follow me here. But all the thoughts that you have exist here, right? Exist here. How do you get those thoughts into this reality? Sometimes speaking is a way. Again, we've talked about the power of words, and we talked about what sound really is, right? Sound is the sensory that we have when we hear molecules vibrating, right? We speak, so we think we speak, we push energy out, the universe vibrates, it comes back to us, and we interpret it as sound. But what we're really doing is we're pushing out our power into the universe and sensing those vibrations. So when we go to manifest things, or we push out that power, right? And we push out that energy. Um, we have to be conscious of whether it's positive, whether it's negative, whether it's aligned with what our goals are. But when you speak your desires and when you speak what you hope to achieve or what you're going to achieve, that is one way you can command it. And I haven't even gone through this list yet. I'm just telling you what are some of my thoughts. I also believe that writing things down is huge. Is huge. Um, that's just another way where you can get thoughts that you may have, energies that you may have, feelings that you may have in your brain into this reality by putting it into words on the paper. And so, those are some of the things that I follow. I know, I know that everyone may have different ways of manifestation, and not to get all weird and spiritual. You're right. I'm not like the the witch doctor lady following you around, right? But again, there is power in your thoughts, and often this really is determined by how you are at your core and what you're hoping to manifest. And here are some tools that we can use to get through that. So, like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna keep going. Okay, boom. Law of attraction. We'll get to that. Manifestation methods. Journaling. I just said this. One of the best places to start, no matter what you're manifesting, is journaling. As manifestation coach Kathleen Cameron, I'm not sure who she is, she explains that the most important factor in manifesting is yourself. So cultivating self-awareness is key. By sitting with yourself every day, taking the time to journal out your thoughts, you can start to recognize where you're blocking yourself and how to move forward. Through journaling, you may realize you're unintentionally manifesting the opposite of what you want because you don't truly feel aligned. Again, what did I say, guys? Um, Take the time to isolate yourself, to get closer to God, to figure out what your purpose is and what your direction should be, and write that down. Write that down. And when you remove the distractions um, in your world, you may realize that you're manifesting the wrong things. I cannot tell you what that is. Your parents cannot tell you what that is. Your preacher, your spouse, your best friends, only you can truly answer if you are on the right path for what you want out of life. But writing those goals down is key. It's key, and there's power in it. There's power in words for sure. Vision boarding. Now, I have a really close friend who's encouraged me to create my vision board, and I am on it. But let me get to this before I go into that. Another great addition to your manifestation toolkit is vision boarding. The process of creating a tangible visual of what you're looking to attract, be it with a mood board of images that depict what you're attempting to make or a virtual folder of dream vacation that you're manifesting. So let me say that slower because I know I talk fast. Creating a tangible visual of what you're looking to attract. So, for anyone that's read the book The Secret, um, I definitely think it's something that you should read. Um, One of the things that you'll learn is that the more you see something, the closer that you'll pull it to you. This is why vision boards can be so powerful. So as you create your vision board, it's important to put things that not only positively reaffirm you in your purpose, in your light, in your godliness, but things that are going to keep you motivated. Um, I've seen some really, really dope vision boards. Um, I still have to create mine. So I'm over here being a hypocrite saying, hey, vision boarding is great. You should do it. And I haven't done mine yet. But I also told you that this is a journey. This is not something that I'm telling you to do. This is something that I'm doing with you. And maybe we should get back on and I can share my vision board with you. How would you guys like that? Hey, shout out to Tayana. Amen. 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 For real. Hold on. I gotta show you on the screen. Preach. Praise God. Praise God. Yeah, man. And so we're gonna continue. Visualization. Along similar lines to vision boarding, but on a more internal level, it's also important to visualize as many details as possible about what you're seeking and more about who the you is that can attract you to those things. And I spoke about this a little bit last week, where um, when it came to things that I wanted, right? Things that I wanted to achieve, where I wanted to be, I would have challenges visualizing myself there. And it was weird. And it was like, why don't I love myself enough to actually visualize myself in that position as opposed to putting other people, right? And it's a form of self love or self hatred, right? If you don't love yourself enough to actually see you being successful, to see yourself being happy, to see yourself aligned in your purpose, how can you actually believe it and put yourself there? And that's huge, and that's uh, a more difficult battle than I would like to admit for me personally, and I can say that. But I could also say that as I continue to try to manifest, excuse me, get rid of the word try, as I continue to manifest who I am and where I want to be, I can see it more, and that's what it has to be. Whatever it is you want to accomplish, right? You have to see yourself there. And any highly successful person that's ever defied the odds, that have ever accomplished anything beyond what people would expected for them, they saw themselves first, and that was all that mattered. It didn't matter if anyone else did. It was them and God. And so I really need you guys to take that from this. You got to see yourself there. You got to speak it. You got to believe it. Make a list of your ideal life. Now, this is interesting. Another method that is recommended is writing a detailed list of all the things you want to experience. This recommends 50 things. Um, the further you go to help solidify your visualization process, as you feel into the reality you are seeking. Because again, by feeling it for real, we are vibrationally aligning with it. Oh my God, I can't speak today. I do believe making a list and checking it twice is part of the process. Um, Similar to what journaling can do. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna drop the link to this website in the comments. But similar to what journaling can do, this is taking the thoughts that you have in your mind, and manifesting them on paper. This is just a different activity for it. I do think making a list and checking it allows you to stay organized, and there is a worth in organization, for sure, for sure. What do you want? What would you want to experience? Um, what would be different in your ideal life, right? Um, I really think knowing what you want and knowing who you are some really really intense questions that you have to ask. You have to answer, and I don't just mean money, right? A lot of people will be like, "Oh man, I'm trying to manifest this $1 million." I mean, yeah, I mean that's having financial flexibility is a part of it, but I really want you to think deeper beyond financial flexibility, because ultimately, when you walk in your purpose and you're doing what you're supposed to do, that'll take care of itself. It will. I promise you, it will. I'm going to show you that it will. Right? We are in this journey together. Um, but the legacy that you want to leave, I think, is huge for me. Right? And the goal is for us to all live a long and healthy life. But the reality is, we don't know what our next steps are. We don't know what's promised tomorrow. Tomorrow may never come. And so, what are you doing to put yourself in a position to make the most out of every second, every minute, every moment, every opportunity you get a chance to be great? Or are you seeking it? Right? Those are things that I want you to take with you. Yeah, this is a podcast, and we are talking it up about some things that I may find helpful. But the reality is, your life is in your hands. So you determine the type of legacy that you want to leave. You know, um, and no one wants to think about what will happen when they die, right? But I would like to think that whenever God does call me home, the legacy that I'll leave is one of love. It'll be one of where I genuinely help people. I genuinely cared. I genuinely help push people to their greatness. while I found mine. This is why I'm doing this right now. And yours doesn't have to be like mine, but whatever that legacy that you want to have, you have to live it, right? You got to create that heaven. It's not something that's just going to come to you. So now this is a new one, the 369 method. The 369 method involves writing down what you want to manifest 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times in the evening. You then repeat this daily as long as necessary. Hmm. So, what you're actually doing with this process is holding your goal in mind throughout the day, which is helpful for tapping into your subconscious. Hypnotist Shauna Cummins previously explained that this method can be useful because it allows your brain to find what it's looking for and therefore become more likely to magnetize your desires into action. Ooh, that's a bar. That's a bar. Magnetize your desires into action. You got to throw up the spirit fingers for that. Hold on. Oh, I missed this. We all will leave behind. Of course. Of course. Preach. Preach, Queen Silky. Preach. We all will leave behind. Um, when I say magnetizing your desires. Yo, that's heavy. That's heavy. And this 369 method, again, um, this is kind of fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you. 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, 9 times in the evening. When we think about the concept of a vision board or a journal or making a list, it is constantly reaffirming what your desires are. So this 369 method falls in line with that, right? Like this is all like some of the same things, I think, right? It's keeping what you want at the top of mind and not losing your focus. For real, yo. For real. That's what I'm learning. These are just different ways for you to stay focused and to stay aligned. And that's what my fast has been about. Or my sobriety has been about. Um, Not getting distracted by the bullshit. I'll say it. Not allowing myself to be distracted by the bullshit. Not allowing myself to slip into certain negative behaviors or activities that may unfocus me from what I really should be pursuing. And yeah, man, this is ill. This is ill. Sarah, whoever wrote this article, I'm not even done through it yet. But this whole magnetize your desires into action, I'm stealing it for sure. Here we go. Number 6, repeat positive affirmations. Along similar lines to the 369 method, repeating positive affirmations throughout the day is another way to consistently tap into and rewire certain thought patterns. After all, we know negative thought patterns can block things from manifesting, so affirmations can help you start to unlearn those patterns. You can choose any affirmation that speaks to you from I am worthy to love is always around me. So I will land my dream job. Spare fingers. Um, yeah, yo, this is something that is so crazy because my mother would speak about this. My mother would speak about positive and negative affirmations, and and she would check me when I got into a habitual cycle of saying negative things and negative affirmations just because I subconsciously was anxious, like self sabotage. That's what that will be. Um, you gotta break that habit and speak positive things. Right? You are loved. You are worthy. You are blessed. You are destined. You are. You know what I mean? Like those are the things you have to tell yourself. I mean, not just say it. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. I know it gets a little weird when some people go on and they say, "Hey, I am God," right? And I and for me that doesn't bother me, but I've seen um, people on YouTube react negatively, right, to entertainers or anyone with a social media platform to say, "I am a God, I am connected to God." But the reality is, um, you are the God within you, right? Your godly power and your godly command will be affirmed by your thoughts and your beliefs and your actions. And it's you who determines that. It's you how you drive that. We are given, that fire and that light to be who we're supposed to be, um, through hard work, dedication, and prayer. But you have to continuously affirm yourself and strengthen yourself in your life. And a lot of this sounds like preaching, and I'm not even up here to get on y'all like that. I have any scripture to quote, but I'm telling you, um, positively reaffirming yourself in your purpose, what you were supposed to be doing, the universe will conspire for you. I promise you. You're gonna hop on the podcast and be like, yo, remember what you said? Blah 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 blah. This was going on. That's what I want to hear. I need that energy, right? I need y'all to report back after we go through these steps. Um, or just in life, man. You see me, holla at me. Let me know you're doing good. That's important. But positive affirmations and get rid of the negative ones and get rid of those trap words like trying or this is what I'm going to be. No, this is who you are, right? You're not trying, you're doing, right? Spirit fingers. Okay. Number 7, take action. This is my favorite one. This method is less so a method, but still a step you definitely don't want to skip. We can journal all we want, but without aligned action, that aforementioned table is never getting built. But without aligned action, that aforementioned table is never getting built. So let's focus on aligned action. Aligned action means you're not just moving in any direction for the sake of saying that you're moving. Because I've done that, and all you do is run in circles. Aligned action is taking action within your alignment and your purpose towards a specific objective. And that's what I need you to take away from this. So it's not enough to be busy. Anyone can be busy, but you got to be the right type of busy. You got to be the right type of active. You got to have the right focus in mind, um, for you to do what you're supposed to do, for you to be who you're supposed to be. You know, one of my first food drives that I ever threw, the first year we did Hometown Love, during the winter time, we didn't really know, um, what we were going to do. We didn't really have an understanding of the fact that 1 out of every 6 children in the state of Connecticut are food insecure. Um, I didn't really have an understanding of the food deserts that are within Connecticut and across the country, which is wild to me. I didn't have an understanding of the homeless population. I just knew that people needed help. And the FDA stated that $250 could feed a family of 4 for a week. So my goal was, hey, let me raise $1,000 to feed 4 families. Um, but through aligned purpose and action, we raised $2,000 and fed like 30 families for like 2 weeks. Right? We made that bread and fish stretch, right? Um, because our purpose and our actions were aligned. I don't know how else to say it. We took action. We didn't get discouraged. I knew what the numbers said. I know what the world told me was what that how much money could feed a certain amount of families and what the cost would be. Yeah, I had those numbers, um, but I was armed with something better. I was armed with godly alignment. I was armed with purpose. So when I raised that $2,000 that first year, and we doubled up, and we gave people like 3 to 4 weeks, probably 3 weeks. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, depending on how you flip it, but like 3 weeks worth of food. And instead of 4 families, we did like 20. That's how the universe will conspire with you, right? And that's the trajectory that we're on. So I need y'all to feel that, right? I need you. Get this out of here. I need you to feel that. I need you to understand that, when you are aligned, oh my goodness, the universe will conspire with you, and there's nothing no one can do. When God got your back, when God moves, He moves, and it's just gonna move. I don't know what else to say, right? um, but it starts with you. It starts with you looking into yourself internally and figuring out who you are, what you want to leave behind, the life that you want to live, how you want to impact people. and then you just have to do it. Don't think about it. Um, some of your closest friends and your family, you may get high and drunk with them. Y'all may go party. Y'all may do all the craziness, but they may not have the same alignment as you. And you cannot be afraid to embrace your alignment, even if it means creating separation from those people. For sure. You may have drinking buddies, you may have smoking buddies. You have made buddies that you will go out and do whatever with. And then as you realize where you want to be and what you want to accomplish and how you have to change, they may not change with you. And that's fine. I'm gonna stop sharing this. Shout out to Sarah Reagan. This is a dope article. I'm throwing this in the comments. But those people may not change with you. And that's fine. They don't have to change with you, but it is your responsibility to know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, and you have to make those sacrifices in order to get there. That's it. And if those people truly love you, right, they'll either meet you on the other side, or maybe you inspire them to be greater. But what you cannot allow yourself to do, is let those earthly bonds, those earthly ties that you may have established with friends, family, loved ones, co-workers, whatever, to stop you from growing. That's it. That's what I'm feeling, y'all. That's what I'm learning. I'm good, though. I hope you guys are good. Yeah, we're getting ready to head into the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'm not pulling out the Henny. I'll be cool. Henny gets me in trouble anyway. But I hope y'all are doing well, for sure. I hope y'all are doing well, for sure. I am not a podcaster, right? Like some people hop on YouTube just a podcast. I am a human being just going through the human experience. And this is one of the things that I do to connect to people like me, right? So if you're tuning in and you've had some setbacks and you struggled and you still have some work to do, it's okay. You are still in the game. The fact that you are tuning into this frequency at this moment means there is still time for you to do what you are aligned to do. You just got to do it. That's my message, y'all. I hope y'all feeling good. It's super late in the East Coast, but I look forward to having more discussions. Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'm interested to hear from you guys. Like, subscribe, share. This is the universal frequency, and we're going to the top. Peace and love. There we go.